Offensive smell from the mouth is a common complaint in the day-to-day medical practice. It mainly affects those who mingle with others very closely. Bad breath is noticed mainly by the friends and family members, or sometimes person himself feel it and come to the doctor. Many bad breathers develop depression, which forces them to be away from the society, which in turn hampers their activities. The protein in the food debris are degraded by the anaerobic bacteria present in the mouth. Offensive odor is produced due to release of some gases like hydrogen sulfide, scatol ECT due to bacterial activity. Formation of a thin sticky membrane on the tongue favors bacterial growth. Bacteria are also seen in the crypts of tonsils, dental caries, dental pockets ECT. Bad breath is associated with oral hygiene, caries, gingivitis, tonsillitis, tonsillar plaques, food habits, water intake, tobacco chewing, stomach and liver diseases and ECT. Homeopathy is a system of medicine introduced by a German physician, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Homeopathy treats the diseased individual as a whole rather than treating diseased parts or organs. The physical, mental, emotional, social spheres of a person is considered for a permanent cure. This system believes that the diseases are caused due to the derangement of vital force, which is an invisible power in every individual. In a healthy state, the vital force maintains the equilibrium of mind, body and soul. During this, man will have normal sensations and functions. When the vital force gets affected, there will be external manifestations in the form of signs and symptoms. The imbalance in the body functions makes a shelter for foreign organisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa ECT, and allow them to proliferate and produce so-called diseases. Homeopathy believes that the real disease comes before the bacteria and viruses, hence the root cause of the disease has to be treated for a permanent cure. The antibacterial and antiviral agents only remove the secondary causes mentioned above. Diseases are produced by noxious morbific agents called miasms, which are dynamic influences which affect the vital force. There are mainly three miasms: PSORA, SYPHILIS and SYCOSIS. These three causes are accepted by other schools of medicine but called by different names. Psora causes functional disturbances, syphilis causes structural changes in the form of destructions, and psychosis causes changes in the form of overgrowth. These three miasms can act individually or in combined form, producing different disease conditions. To treat bad breath with homeopathic medicine is easy if correct remedy in suitable dose is given. In the homeopathic medical repertory by Dr. Robin Murphy, there are 140 homeopathic drugs mentioned for bad breath, so just giving one drug for bad breath may not give good result. To come to a correct remedial diagnosis, we should have the symptomatology of the person. It is the total symptoms of a person, which includes mental generals, physical generals, particular symptoms ECT. Bad breath is considered as a physical general symptom. Even though it comes only from a part of the body, it affects the whole individual. Symptoms related with appetite, thirst, bowels ECT are included in physical generals. All signs and symptoms, mental and physical, of the person is taken in detail. Knowledge about past illnesses, family history of diseases, food and bowel habits, relation to climatic changes and constitution ECT are noted down in a systematic order. Mental symptoms. Example: fear, anxiety, depression, anger, jealousy and ECT. Physical symptoms. Example: body makeup, appetite, thirst, desires, aversions, bowels, urination, sleep, taste, nature of smell, discharges, any abnormal sensations like pain, burning, climatic changes, thermal relations, and ECT. Peculiar uncommon symptoms. This is the speciality of homeopathic system of medicine. For the selection of a suitable remedy, these symptoms are very important. Common symptoms which are seen almost in all patients are least important. Particular, local signs and symptoms. This includes signs and symptoms related to body parts and organs. Example: coating on the tongue, nature of mucous membrane of oral cavity, tonsils, gums, teeth, ulcers, discolorations ECT are considered here. Systemic and general physical examination. Bad breath can be due to various systemic and disorders, hence all systems: respiratory system, digestive system, nervous system, cardiovascular system and ECT, and parts from head to foot should be examined. Provisional disease diagnosis. Here probable diseases are diagnosed. In homeopathy, disease diagnosis is not that much important for the selection of a remedy, but needed for general management and to know the prognosis. Investigations. This includes lab investigations and other methods to find out any other major illnesses. Final disease diagnosis. After doing all investigations, the disease is diagnosed. Remedial diagnosis. This is the most important part as far as homeopathy is concerned. For this, the selected symptoms are arranged in a systematic order on the basis of importance. Symptoms are analyzed to find out the importance of each symptom for the selection of a remedy. Remedies are selected on the basis of similarity. The basic principle of homeopathy is similia similibus currentur, means like cures like. A medicine which can produce some symptoms in a healthy man can be used as a remedy to try the similar symptoms in a diseased person. Each homeopathic drug is proved on healthy human beings, and the symptoms collected by this process, drug proving, is written in Materia Medica. Suitable remedies are diagnosed by a process called repertorization. Here books called repertories are used. Repertory is the index of symptoms of Materia Medica, books which contain the symptoms of drugs. Nowadays computer softwares are used for repertory salience. By this process we will get the remedies covering maximum important symptom of the patient. Among this group of remedies, the most suitable remedy is selected by referring various books and history of the patient. The selected medicine is given in suitable potency and dose. Anti-miasmatic treatment. The root cause of disease is miasms, which should be eradicated using suitable anti-miasmatic drugs. Every drug can eradicate the miasm if there is symptom similarity. There are anti-soric drugs, anti-syphilitic drugs and antipsychotic drugs. After diagnosing the miasm, suitable anti-miasmatic drug has to be given to complete the cure. In homeopathy, medicines are prepared from different sources like minerals, plants, animals, toxins, diseased parts etc. Medicines are prepared from these substances by a special process called potentization. Here the soluble substances are potentized by diluting with spirit and insoluble substances by grinding with sugar of milk. The crude drug substance is first mixed with a calculated quantity of spirit and water and kept for few days. From this mixture extract is taken and is called mother tincture, denoted as Q. From this mother tincture dilutions are prepared by potentization. Potentization is a mathematical process by which the quantity of original drug substance reduces but medicinal power increases. Depending upon the ratio of quantity of drug substance and vehicle, spirit or sugar of milk, there are different scales for this process. Each scale has got different potencies which indicate power of medicine. Example, in decimal scale 3x, 6x, 12x ECT.in centesimal scale there is 30 C, 200 CECT. In LM poteni there are 0/1, 0 halves, 0 thirds ECT. Potency is written after the name of every medicine. Same medicine is available in different potencies. Suitable potency is selected according to so many factors like severity, depth of disease, condition of the patient, nature of disease, type of symptoms, age of patient and ECT. Some useful homeo drugs for bad breath. Arnica montana, Antim crude, Ars alb, Asafoetida, Aurum met, Baptisia, Bryonia, Borax, Calc carb, Carbo veg, Cinchona, Chelidonium, Graphites, Cali bitch, Creosotum, Lachesis, Lycopodium, Merc sal, Natrum myrrh, Nitricum acidum, Nux vomica, Plantago, Pulsatilla, Phos, Pyrogen, Sulfur etc. 1. Arnica montana. This medicine is useful for fetid breath, mouth is very dry with thirst for water, bad breath associated with fever, there is bleeding from the gum, maybe after tooth extraction or after injury, offensive gas pass upwards and downwards from stomach, patient is very sensitive to touch with sore and bruised feeling all over the body. 2. Antim crude. Useful for bad breath with gastric complaints and coated tongue. This medicine act mainly on filthy persons with aversion to bathing. Tongue is coated white like fur, nostrils and lips are cracked. Eructations are putrid, very useful for bad breath in children. 3. Ars alb. All discharges are having cadaveric smell, saliva is bloody with bad odor, thirst for warm water is well marked. This medicine acts well in debilitated and emaciated persons, bad breath associated with gastric disorders, vomiting from slightest food or drink and intolerance of vegetables and watery fruits. Mentally, these patients are fastidious with an insecurity feeling, they are having fear of death or serious disease with restlessness and anxiety. 4. Asafoetida. Useful for bad breath associated with irritations, great distension of abdomen with sensation of a ball rising in throat, all discharges are offensive, reverse peristalsis with loud irritations. This medicine acts well on hysterical persons. 5. Aurum met. Useful for bad breath in girls at puberty. There is ulceration in gums with putrid or bitter taste. Destruction in body tissues like bone is noticed in these patients. This medicine acts well on persons who are tired of life with suicidal thoughts. They also have a feeling that they have done an unpardonable crime. 6. Baptisia. Breath fetid with bitter taste, gums sore and ulcerated, yellowish-brown coating on center of tongue with glistening edges, surface of the tongue is cracked. These patients feel difficult to swallow solid food. Tonsils are enlarged without pain, useful for painless tonsillitis and pharyngitis with putrid smell. All discharges are offensive. This medicine acts well on persons having besotted look. There is a tendency for stupor and delirium in these persons. 7. Borax. Useful for bad breath associated with aphthous ulcer in the mouth, also effective for fungal infection of the mouth. Mouth is very hot and tender, ulcers bleed on touch, very useful for bad breath in children with ulcers in the mouth. Child is having fear of downward motion. 8. Bryonia. Irritable persons who always talk about business, lips parched dry and cracked, tongue coated dark brown with bitter taste in the mouth, thirst for large quantity of cold water is well marked, heaviness in abdomen after eating, usually constipated with hard dry stools. 9. Calcarea fluor. Plugs of mucus are continually forming in the crypts of the tonsils, unnatural looseness of the teeth with or without pain, prone to get caries with discoloration, tonsils are enlarged with recurrent infection. 10. Carbo-veg. These patients are weak and debilitated. All body discharges are profuse with cadaveric smell, gums are retracted and bleed easily, frequent putrid irritations with distension of abdomen, complaints ameliorated by passing flatus, can't tolerate meat and fat, involuntary diarrhea at night, wants to be fanned from a close distance. 11. Chelidonium. Tongue yellow with imprint of teeth, bad odor with bitter taste in the mouth, useful for bad breath with liver complaints, thirst for hot liquids, patient feels better by eating. Constipation with hard round stools, constipation alternating with diarrhea. 12. Graphites. This medicine acts well on obese patients with skin troubles, breath smells like urine, rotten odor with salivation and blisters in the mouth, sour irritations with gastric complaints, skin complaints with sticky discharges, gastric pain ameliorated by eating. 13. Kali bitch. Bad breath with gastric ulcer, there are round ulcers in the mouth, saliva viscid. Vomiting with bitter taste, tongue is smooth. Craves bare, gastric complaints alternating with rheumatism. 14. Creosotum. Teeth dark and crumbly, bitter taste in the mouth with putrid odor, very rapid decay of teeth, all discharges are very offensive, gums spongy and bleed easily, bad breath associated with caries and gastric complaints. 15. Lachesis. This medicine acts on dark restless patients with jealousy, tongue is black colored. Complaints are aggravated during sleep, wants fanning from a long distance, cannot tolerate tight clothing around body, complaints aggravated in hot climate. 16. Lycopodium. Act well on intelligent people who are physically weak, they have lack of self-confidence, useful for bad breath associated with sour irritations with burning in throat. Teeth excessively painful to touch, there are blisters on the tongue, wants warm food and drinks, these people are usually constipated. Craving for sweets well marked. 17. Merksal. Sweetish metallic taste in the mouth with bloody viscid saliva. Gum is spongy and bleed easily, mouth is moist with increased thirst, teeth indented. Crown of the teeth decay, fetid odor from the mouth can be felt all over the room, ulcerations in the mouth with bleeding, all body discharges are offensive, all complaints are aggravated at night. 18. Nux vomica. This medicine act well on people who lead a sedentary life. They are very short-tempered and become angry very easily. They are very busy in their occupation and enjoy modern civilized life with all types of food and drink. Bad breath is more after meals and in the morning. Posterior part of the tongue is coated and anterior part is clean, sour taste in the mouth with nausea in the morning. They have got frequent urge for stool, heavy feeling in abdomen after food is noticed. 19. Plantago. Dental caries with severe toothache, pain better by eating, salivation is better by eating. Toothache with swelling of gums, gargling Plantago Q is useful to get relief from toothache due to caries. 20. Pulsatilla. Act well on mild and gentle ladies with a yielding disposition. Patient is very timid with a weeping tendency. Bad breath is noticed mainly in the morning. Mouth is very dry but doesn't want to drink water. Yellow or white tongue covered with a tenacious mucus. Taste is altered. Taste of food remains in the mouth for a long time. Patient wash the mouth frequently. 21. Serenum. Act well on unclean patients with bad odor. Hawking up of cheesy, pea-like balls of disgusting smell and taste is the main cause for bad breath in these patients. Tonsils are swollen with profuse offensive saliva, quinsy with tough mucus in throat, all body secretions are filthy, irritations taste like bad eggs, very hungry and get up even at midnight for food, swallowing is painful with pain in ears. 22. Pyrogen. Bad breath of septic origin is cured with this medicine. Taste terribly fetid with horrible breath, tongue red, dry, smooth as seif varnished, bad breath associated with high fever and cough ground vomiting. In general, patient's body is very sensitive to touch, can't rest on bed because of bruised pain, all discharges are offensive. 23. Sulfur. This medicine act best on dirty and filthy people with offensive odor and a tendency for skin diseases, lips dry bright red with burning sensation. Tongue white with red tip and borders, bitter taste in the morning. Irritations are putrid, burning in all parts of the body. Aversion to bathing is well marked, not bothered about hygiene, still they believe that they are having superhuman powers. These individuals are very selfish. Some homeo mother tinctures Q, useful for bad breath. Mother tincture should not be taken directly because it can produce burning sensation, hence 10 drops should be mixed in half glass of water and taken internally or used for gargling. 1. Cinnamon Q. This mother tincture can be used for gargling after diluting with water, also useful for bleeding from gums. 2. Eucalyptus Q. This tincture can be used as a mouthwash after mixing with water. Internal use of this medicine can remove mucus from the respiratory tract, also useful for cold and coryza. 3. Zingiber Q. Useful for bad breath associated with gastric complaints. This medicine can improve digestion, also used for gargling. 4. Ruse glabra Q. Gargling of this tincture is very useful for ulcerative lesions in the mouth like aphthous ulcer. Internal use of this tincture can reduce the bad smell of stool and flatus. 5. Oleum caryophyllum Q. Gargling of this tincture can reduce toothache, due to its fragrant quality very useful to reduce bad breath. 6. Balsamum Peru Q. This medicine can remove the mucus from respiratory tract, hence very useful in chronic bronchitis and lung abscess, can heal the ulcers in the mouth by gargling this tincture. It can also produce pleasant smell from the mouth. 7. Menthol Q. This is a main ingredient in tonics and syrups. Gargling of this tincture reduces bad breath.